All right, uno, dos, tres. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Christopher Windtunnel.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. What's up?
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode number 119.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little intro like how I used to do it. If you guys want to buy some t-shirts, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com, get you some t-shirts. If you guys want to visit us on Reddit, you guys can visit our Reddit and join a little community. Post whatever you want. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, head over to our YouTube page. And then don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5 stars. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe on the podcast app. Everything.
Do it. Just do it, man.
Excuse me.
Just do it.
Damn.
Came from the soul.
What kind of water is that, man? Straight from like the depths of Hawaii and the little gap in the ocean where it's just fresh water.
Like Fiji water?
Fiji water. The little air pocket.
Yeah. The little air pocket bubble that floats up.
Dolphins get their H2O.
They get it from the bubble?
Yeah, the little
That's how they get oxygen?
air bubble with the fresh water.
That's how Sonic did it.
Hedgehog?
Yeah, and then on like underwater stages, when air bubbles popped up,
Yep.
he would eat it and give them.
Oh yeah, that's the oxygen.
Yeah. That's
All
how.
right.
That's how it works.
All right, so today's main topic for tonight, we're gonna be talking about shifting realities, and for all you guys and gals out there, like, have you ever wondered if you imagine something to be completely different or a different reality, and then your reality starts changing into like what you start to imagine,
Like the Matrix?
like before your eyes?
With your eyes open.
Yes, like your reality completely changed, like from when you're in your house, right? Right when you leave that door, brand new reality.
No, I've never seen it myself, but I felt. You ever feel days where like something is off? It's like that happens to me a lot when I'm driving to work in the morning. I'm like, something's not right. Like something's different out here, but I can't really pinpoint it. Or, yeah, I've like a lot of moments like that where
That's a new reality.
I'm like, this don't feel the same. This air feel a little different. I don't know.
Yeah, that's your new reality. So this episode, we're just gonna be talking about how to shift realities, how to change realities. These are just all theories, concepts, and stuff that people came up with. And there's this one thing that I'm actually working on, like right now, to try to prove like this reality is shifting every day and stuff.
What?
So there's this experiment that this lady, she was talking about on the radio on Coast to Coast. She said that if you want proof that this reality is actually shifting, she say, like, take your camera phone, right? Put an X on the ground, and then start taking a picture of like whatever, like in your room, and don't touch nothing within that picture, and take a picture every single day, and then examine the picture. And she said, soon you'll see something in the picture is either missing or is in a different position. So you can do that experiment yourself. I actually tried this experiment like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay. How'd it go?
And I only took 2 pictures. I have to go back and take the picture today since this episode reminded me of that.
Oh, shit.
So I'm going to take a picture and then see if anything changed, because it's like my chimney I took a picture of, and I never touch anything on that chimney. But there's a whole bunch of junk there.
And you're like, how did it get there? Like, what? How did all this?
No, I'm saying there's a whole bunch of junk there.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
And I never touch anything. So I have a lot of stuff to look at to see if it moved or see if it disappeared. To see if this experiment proves that this reality is shifting.
Simulation.
Yeah,
So
you guys can do that too.
So she's saying like put an X on the floor like with tape, I guess, or something.
So you know where you take your picture at.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. All right. Okay. So this is your mark. Boom.
Yeah. Try that. Everybody try that.
I don't know if I want to know.
I want to know. I'd be like, oh shit, that shit moved, and I was like, all right, we're shifting realities almost every single day. We just don't know it.
Don't even realize it. It's probably like tiny shit. Very tiny stuff. That's how we lose shit all the time, like socks.
No, the borrowers take that. The little people.
Oh, they take it.
Yeah, they live inside the house.
Yeah, that's how they make their clothes from socks.
Yeah, they take like one every like 6 months. So
Can't be too obvious.
Yeah, they can't do it too much.
Can't be too obvious. They gotta stretch that shit out.
Because that's the one thing that humans, they don't keep track of. So they're like, hey, we can use this shit. They don't really keep track. They buy socks all the time. And it's missing all the time, and it's always mismatch.
Especially if you're like me and you have all the same type of socks. I just have all my socks are black, so if they go missing, I ain't gonna know.
Yeah.
No, that's just me. I don't know. Black socks are good for anything. Like you and go out have some fun, cool. Funerals, boom, black socks on decky. You ready for anything? That's just me.
Sandals, boom.
There you go, black socks. So you on it.
All right, I'm gonna let Chris start this episode off.
All right. So I was recommended to do this episode by a listener.
That was close.
And basically, what's been blown up right now on just like on the internet, mainly TikTok, is this term called shifting. For those of you who aren't familiar with this type of talk, the whole concept of shifting is when you're trying to move your consciousness from one reality to the next. I'll give an example. And what they're trying to achieve is move to like throughout the multiverse. For anyone who ain't familiar with the multiverse, look it up. It's a whole lot of stuff about it. But mainly is that, hey, this is our universe, and out there is multiple, endless, countless versions of universes too. What they're trying to accomplish is that they want to move their consciousness out of our reality into another one and experience it there. And they have and there's rituals for them how to do it. There's like TikTok rituals on how to achieve this shifting and whatnot.
So they're trying to get on the best timeline.
Yes, the best reality. Best reality
timeline.
Or to where they can play out their fantasies. Like there was one movement I saw, because this is like a movement now. Because these videos of shifting have been big on TikTok with like 1.1 billion views, as far as like just billion with a B, people with a B. It's shocking.
Like not one page, right? But an overall collection.
Of 1 billion, like 1.1 billion viewers have watched collectively of shifting. That is a ton of people. That's India. I think that's like the population of India, some wild shit. That's a lot of people.
It tells you that the people that say, I don't have time for anything, they're the one that's watching it.
Yeah, they're the ones that's watching. I'm trying to shift.
Every time I hear that, I don't have time. Okay, so there's time for TikTok then.
I'm trying to shift out of here, man. I'm trying to leave.
The lie detector says that. Do you have time for TikTok?
This planet sucks, man. I'm trying to get up out of here for a little bit.
Imagine the people that's making the reality shifting videos, right? And then they get their 1 million views and then they never make another video again. Did they shift reality when they left us here?
They got pulled out the program, man. It's like,
it's crazy. I think I have to shift out of this one too. 'Cause I have to shift out of a reality where YouTube boxers stop fighting like real boxers.
Oh man,
get me out of this reality.
Put me in a reality where there's no Logan Paul fighting in the ring. Can I have this?
I was like, how I end up in this one, dude?
Of this, I ain't gonna lie. This is a wonky ass reality.
People don't even use the turn signals. So I was like, man, I gotta get out of this reality.
Man, this is a wonky ass reality.
We gotta get out of this reality.
Shit makes me want to scream. What was that shit you showed me earlier? I was like, yo, stop the planet. I'm ready to get off this. This planet is too wild.
That portal.
Yeah. I was like, it's too much going on. But yeah, like I was saying before, this is something that's been blown up. A huge thing. And so back to this. Shifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
These TikTokers are doing shifting videos, and it's catching a lot of people's interests. And it's kind of telling too how, when I was reading this article about it, is very telling how people are kind of canceling this world out. Like it might be too much for them, or this place sucks, or sometimes people just want to play out their fantasies. Because this shifting, because there's these shiftings are starting to form like communities now throughout. Like so, it's like, for example, there's a shifting community specifically for going to Hogwarts.
What?
Yes, and people and
how do we sign up for that one?
And I guess they just show you how to do the ritual, or whatever. But you're able to do the shifting and then go to Hogwarts, where, and I guess it's like this huge thing where people want to hang out with Draco Malfoy. That's one of the shifting communities, which is like the bully of Harry Potter, the blonde hair kid. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there's a lot of girls doing shifting and going to hang out with him, and they come back and say, yeah, I was hanging out with him and I made friends with this character from Hogwarts and this character, and
so wouldn't they be like kind of like astral projecting into a parallel reality?
That's what it's pretty much
Same
what it is.
Thing, right?
Yeah, that kind of thing. But the thing is though, and the reason why these rituals are, and the reason why I see this connection between lucid dreaming,
yes, it's the same like with lucid dreaming.
Yeah, and because there was this one doctor lady, I think, she was like a therapist named like Grace Warwick, I think her name is. Yeah, Grace Warwick. She talks about with lucid dreaming. She says, well, it's not exactly lucid dreaming. It's called transseminal experience. She says transseminal experiences occur when you awake, and most common when the mind is soothed in a soothed state. For example, upon waking up and before falling asleep, she explains. She says the instructions of shifting that abound on social media include being half asleep and start as a start point. Basically, what she was saying is that, okay, they're using a technique to calm themselves down and then have an outer body experience to go somewhere else. And now she's saying it's not exactly lucid dreaming because technically they're still awake.
Damn, that scared me.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sensei, for the follow.
Hell yeah, appreciate it. Oh yeah, so she's saying it's not lucid dreaming what they're doing, but they're trying to do something while they're awake, trying to make themselves relax, and trying different techniques to do this.
I felt like, let me tell you a weird story that happened to me recently where I think I was in a completely different reality. I was just trying to go to sleep normally, right? Then I thought I was still just under my covers, like, you know, I fell asleep, the TV is on, I was like, oh shit, let me try to turn this shit off. You know, and everything felt so real. I grabbed the remote, I turned the TV off, and then I felt like the blanket, like, kind of like choking me, you know, like it was getting heavy. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hey, what the hell? Like, and then in that moment, I was like, oh shit, I'm experiencing sleep paralysis. And, you know, the TV was off and everything because I turned it off. And the next thing you know, I popped out of that reality, and then the TV was on the whole time. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, that wasn't real. Oh. And I thought that was real, dude.
Did you slip between the cracks?
Yeah, because I was like pinching myself. I was like, what's the real reality? And it's so weird how this happened like just a few days ago. And I was like, dude, that's probably one of the weirdest things that happened because I thought I was actually doing a thing, like turning the TV off.
Actually doing something.
Yeah. But I wasn't even doing it in this reality.
You was somewhere else across
then
the universe.
When I woke up, I was like, wait, what? That was me doing something somewhere else.
Something simple too. It's not
it wasn't nothing serious or nothing.
It's like at the same exact time while you're in bed, your other self is.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute.
Like you tapped into it.
I was like, that didn't happen. So like,
and watch your other self in some other universe was like looking around like,
who turned the TV off?
Yeah, it's like somebody watching me, man. I feel like someone being watched.
Because the light and everything matched up and everything, and I thought that was a weird experience. So when I hear you talking about like with the shifting realities and people going to like a place like Harry Potter land and stuff, I'm thinking they are actually going to like a real place, but it doesn't exist like, you know, like our world, but it exists somewhere in some
possible reality, yeah,
some physical world. Excuse me.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this too. Is like they're transporting themselves to another location. Because if you go along with the multiverse theory, is that everything that's a possibility is like anything that's possible is possible. I guess that's the right way to put it. So say like in a reality where there's a reality out there, if you believe in the multiverse, where I am the president of the United States. In some reality, I was ambitious. I wanted to run for president, and I wanted to be a criminal and shit. So I became a politician, and eventually I became president, and I'm president of the United States. That's a reality out there that exists of that.
Like you're part of some mafia, right?
Yeah, or a reality where I'm a serial killer. Like every possibility of what you could ever be, it exists out there. There's a reality of possibly Harry Potter is a real thing and all this other stuff. And these people are trying to seek this world of Hogwarts.
The world could be all real, man.
A world where you exist in Hogwarts. It's a possibility.
Or Lord of the Rings world.
Lord of the Rings, man.
That's fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
Make it happen.
I want a troll friend. I want my best friend to be a troll in that world.
The outside. Or a world like with real Pokemons. And
like real life Pokemon. Yeah,
people are actually catching Pokemon and shit.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be like, and you gotta think like if that world exists, it'd be like Pokemon trafficking is illegal. You can't take Pokemon across state lines and shit. And
yeah, what's
that?
Like
real rules.
What's that organization that
Team Rocket?
No, the one that goes with animal violence.
Oh, PETA.
PETA.
Oh man. Oh man.
So like Pokemon exists, but PETA doesn't.
Oh no, PETA. Oh, what if PETA did?
It's like no rules, dude. That means you can take that Pikachu, lock that motherfucker up,
spray with a hose in the cage.
Hey, you found him in the fucking high bushes. Some rare jungle.
You mine. You ate the berries I put down. You mine.
Damn. Because in this world, like only like the rich people can kidnap animals like that and put them in a zoo.
Yeah, they can afford to do that shit. They can afford to. Not us. Not us little people.
Pokemon world, everybody can do it.
Everybody. It's also too what I was reading was that says there are 2 popular ways of doing this, right?
Like 2 popular ways to shift realities?
Yes, there's 2 popular ways.
All right, I want to know.
And I'm assuming like they're going off of like viewership on these methods, and like, okay, these are what people are watching the most based off the numbers. One is called the Raven method.
The Raven method.
The Raven method.
Okay. You got to kill a bird, right?
No, it involves lying down in a starfish position and counting down from 100 while imagining your desired reality, or also known as DR.
Sounds like some witchcraft stuff, man.
It's countdown from
the craft and shit.
And the reason why I found it interesting too, it says counting down from 100. I used to do this back when I was like a teenager, when I saw like before I even knew what lucid dreaming was, and I used to realize like, hey, like in order for me to have a desired dream I want, I have to start thinking about it before I go to sleep, and kind of just when I slip into it, then my brain just slips into a lucid dream. Make that connection. A lot of things I would do, right? Especially when I really wanted to do lucid dreaming, I would just like breathe, and I would like imagine myself like counting cards, like playing cards, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm counting. Like that's what I would do after I set up what I want to do. Because one of these TikToks just talks about how she has a diary, right, or a journal, whatever people want to call it, and she writes down a script of everything she wants to happen before she goes. So you have to have the idea of what you're trying to achieve when you get there to create the reality that it possibly exists out there. So you have to have like basically it's almost like she's using like her script is like a GPS of like, okay, this is desired reality that I'm shooting for.
She had a longitude and
like this
latitude.
These are the people I want to exist in it. This is the location, and then she does a ritual and then slips into it. And when I read that, and I was
pretty
like,
deep.
Yeah, when she said that, I was like, holy fuck! I did that in high school with lucid dreaming, where
you were ahead of the game. Like you are a TikTok.
Before I even knew lucid dreaming was a thing, back in high school, I was like, holy shit! I started to realize. Whatever I dream, whatever I'm thinking about or dreaming before, or especially what I want to think about before I go to sleep, it becomes a dream, and it becomes
your reality in that dream.
In that dream, air quotes, if that's where I went. But
you just what if you're just creating a whole bunch of real realities that real people live in
that you just created, and
you're the imaginator?
Yes,
is that a word?
God.
And you're like the god of that realm,
yes.
And then everybody's wondering, what is this god? But it's actually like your imagination.
Yes.
Holy shit! Could it be that simple?
Do you ever heard of like with HP?
We're about to get shut down. Watch.
You ever heard with like the HP Lovecraft? He created this one elder god. I can't remember the name of the elder god.
The Elder's Guard.
He's like, but basically like and it's kind of horrifying when you think about it, because for anybody who's not familiar with HP Lovecraft, he creates like cosmic horror creatures that are insanely powerful and godlike, and so powerful that humans can't even understand, right? The most powerful god in all of his lore is the one that, in this universe that we live in H.P. Lovecraft's universe, and all these other gods live in, the most powerful god is the one that created all of them and all life in the universe. The thing is, though, we exist as a dream. The elder god, the most powerful elder god, is sleeping right now, according to him. And he's dreaming about this universe he created. The second he wakes up, everything is wiped out.
Holy shit.
So that's why some people are like, hey, we need to keep the god sleeping, because when he wakes up, we cease to exist no more. When this dream ends.
So we
are a dream within a god's dream. It's horrifying. I remember I read this a while ago by H.P. Lovecraft. I was like, please don't let this be real.
All that could be real, dude.
It could be a thing.
That's why, like, the moral of like this whole story, don't take life too serious.
Before he wakes up.
Right? Quit your jobs, everybody.
Everybody
that listens to this podcast.
Bills ain't real. It's a concept. It's a God concept that he made.
Yeah, it's just a concept that just keeps us trapped.
Locked in, man.
Trapped, so we won't ever learn our full potential, because if we learn our full potential, everybody wakes up, right? Guess what? The gods will be like, hey, why are these people not following directions no more?
They're breaking free.
They're actually realizing that we are not actually gods like that, but we are the one that created the realms like that. But they realizing that they're actually way more stronger than us.
Yes, dude.
So now they all woke up, and now we're the one that's kicking them off the planet now.
It's like, damn, we turned everybody into Neos. That was like
nobody
a bunch
has
of Neos.
bills no more. Like, now we're trying to fix shit now, like the real shit, dude.
Free will.
Everybody clock out right now. If you're listening to this
is it.
You're at work. Leave your job.
Actually, don't even clock out. Just walk out.
Leave.
Just leave.
Fuck. Start a revolution from your little tap out.
It's a
anarchy, yeah, shell shock.
Yeah, and so like
I don't know what it means, but I love it.
But yeah, that's how
We're starting the revolution right now.
it starts right here.
You ever heard this shit? They're saying the revolution is gonna start with like a podcast.
No, for real.
Because podcasts, we still got our free voices.
Still, this is like the last stand.
Like, yeah,
right
this
here.
is like the
This
last
is it.
place where we still have the free voice, where it's still being casted out all over the world, all these different platforms. So I think the podcast might be like the last place where like our voices is not tied down to no nothing that say, hey, you can't not say that.
Because YouTube will crack down. Twitch definitely will. Sorry, Twitch. But it's true. But
It will, yeah.
This is the
It will later,
last.
but right now, we still got a voice.
The last bastion of.
Before they go.
And it's gonna happen, man. They're gonna come marching in.
Yeah.
They're gonna come
As
marching.
soon
Take all
as we
this
get like
shit.
100 views, like an episode,
it's a wrap.
that's when it's like red flag.
They're shutting this shit down.
CIA, they get an email, hey, check this podcast out.
Oh, we got a new cult building up
Keep
over
them
here.
in line. Then it's like, all right, I'm gonna pretend like I'm their friend too.
We gonna send an informant.
Follow them and stuff. Subscribe to us.
Gain their trust.
You know, give them a little information. Then thinking we got inside information, but it's actually
They feeding us bullshit.
feeding us bullshit information.
Let down our defenses.
And then they branch us off to all these new conspiracies that they just completely made up.
Just made up some shit.
And we're like, hey, we got inside information, but we actually
We know a guy.
yeah. Then we get led through some rabbit hole. Then we end up dying, and then we end up repeating the life.
Car blows up when you start. Oh, that's
Back
it.
at square one.
Okay, what was that? With this?
Shifting realities.
Shifting realities. Okay, says all right. So what I was saying before. Oh, so I noticed with a lot of stuff, and that's why I kind of got interested in this stuff, is because back when I was in high school, I used to like, I would have an idea of what I want to do. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I want to have a dream that I have superpowers. I'm just flying around the world. And then I would set up like this thing in my brain of like doing a countdown, but I would imagine like with actually like cards, like and just counting the cards down like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was just putting the cards down, boom, boom, playing cards, and eventually I would just doze off and then just slip right in.
Damn.
Next time I'm just flying, and I'm like, I'm in control and not.
Were you flying like Superman or
Just like arms like this, like flying through the clouds. I'm like, oh shit, fucking Atlanta, this is awesome. And
what? So astral projecting and shit.
I flown to Saturn. It's so crazy. my brain be out there, man.
Saturn.
But Saturn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm seeing what these kids are doing out here right now. I see it.
So like that's one method, which is similar to yours, like the Raven method.
Yeah, so,
she
yeah.
laid down on the ground and then she counted sheep.
Yeah, it was like a Raven method involves lying down in a starfish position and counting down from 100 while imagining your desired reality, or which is also known
I'm gonna
as
try one of those tonight.
DR. That's the short name for it. That's the DR, desired reality.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's how it caught me when they said DR, desired reality. I was like, all right, you got me hooked. I'm listening. It says while
So they're not actually shifting completely into a new reality. They're just going into like another realm, basically.
of their own creation, I guess. Yeah,
Because I thought like when they say like shift in reality, you're completely going into a completely new reality. Like, hey, I'm here now,
and boom, boom, I'm here.
and everything is new. Not like all new, but just like different subtle changes. But you're in a new reality.
Like an actual reality. Yeah, this sounds like this is something they're creating on their own. Or,
right. Like let's say like in this reality, like let's say your soulmate doesn't exist in this reality, but like if you're able to shift reality, like it's still subtle changes, right? But then your soulmate is living in that one.
Oh, you're trying to go there and check out the soulmate.
Yeah, but then you'll live in that reality. Like you actually shifted into that reality,
And you there.
and you're there now.
So what this could be a thing where if they're just peeking into the reality temporarily and then coming out, or
Yeah, that's like
like just temporarily staying there.
you're visiting with a pass, with the little fast pass or whatever. It's like what my friend did. Like when he was sleeping, he thought he was in a club, like in some Chinese club and stuff.
Oh, with the cigar burn.
Yeah, with the cigar burn. But he was really actually in another place. Like, and he has like physical evidence and shit.
He's like, look what they did to me.
Yeah.
They scarred me, man.
He went to like a club like in China, but then it was like a physical place. But then when he woke up, he's back here. But then he has like physical evidence. Here's another one, like another story where it wasn't him, but it's somebody else. Like they fell asleep and they went to like Korea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're in the shopping center in Korea. They were buying stuff with Korean money. And then when they woke up, they had Korean change in their bed, like real money.
Damn.
And I was like, dude, you're making that up?
He brought it back to damn. How do you bring it? Damn, he brought it from the other world.
Yeah, he woke up. It was Korean money, like change, like the coins that was in his bed.
Damn, took it from another world.
That was the story that he told me. I don't know how true it is, but let's say if they shift to reality, and then they can actually prove it by bringing
something back,
physical. Would that be crazy?
That'd be insane. In fact, I would assume if this story is legit that he says, I would assume that whoever the guardians or of this universe or whatever, I'm pretty sure he broke a law. I'm pretty sure like, hey, people can travel over there, but you can't bring shit back. It's like when you travel to like other countries, and they tell you, or especially if you're in the military, and you go to a war zone or whatever, they tell you don't bring back any war trophies. Leave that shit over there. Don't bring back no animals because you might mess up the ecosystem in America. If
throws off the balance.
Yeah, it throws off the balance. So what if it's true? It sounds like he may have broke a law. I would assume that would be, look, man, don't be bringing back shit from the other side. He's
gonna get punished.
It's supposed to be two separate things. You can look, but don't take anything back.
And then it'd be crazy, right? Like the money, like on the Korean money, it's not actually like the president over there, like right now.
What?
But it's actually someone completely different.
Different reality.
Wouldn't that be crazy as fuck? Like mind blown.
That's the real proof.
That's the real proof. Like, hey, like this money is from Korea, but the president that they show on this coin, it doesn't even match up with the real president over there. And I did not like fake it because why would I?
How would you make this?
Why would I go through the art of making a coin
to lie,
just to lie at this one moment?
That would be like the ultimate liar.
That would be the ultimate shit. I was watching this Korean show actually. It doesn't not the same what story I told you, but there's actually this Korean show where this guy, he was able to go from one reality to the other, right? Where he's in Korea, but Korea was called something. Korea was spelled like with the letter C. Oh. So he was like complete different reality, and then he was trying to prove to like that cop like he came from a parallel reality, and she didn't believe it until he showed her like her ID over there, where they actually took like the same picture and stuff, and then it matches her shit, and she was like, holy shit, maybe this guy is from another reality.
Yeah, he's a real dude.
But yeah, it's crazy how like not even just like in the US or like in Europe, but like even places like Korea, they even have shows about multiple realities, parallel realities where they're shifting and shit. Like they all have that same idea. Everybody's on this.
It's the new wave, man. That time travel used to be a thing, and now it's like, no, this is the multiverse. This shit is the new wave, man.
Popular shit that's in the cloud right now. That everybody's just pulling out all this information.
But we here at the Media Hijack been on this shit for a long time.
For a long time.
The world is now catching up to us.
Like welcome. From our first podcast, we were already still talking about that.
Yeah.
That's over 5 years ago.
Yes. The world was a different place then, man.
Yeah, it was more innocent.
No, I think the world was still crazy.
Well, a lot of people they weren't like too fond of that idea of that, but now it's coming around.
Yeah, people would call you crazy back then, 5 years ago.
Yeah, now it's like a trend.
Yes, with 1.1 billion views.
But back then, it was like, get out of my face with that shit.
Okay, weirdo.
Billy Walters.
You must be really lonely. Like, no, it's just a theory. Okay, so the second method is the Alice in Wonderland method. Says it requires the shifter to visualize themselves running after a person from their desired reality. And they were saying, like, for instance, Draco Malfoy, and jumping down a rabbit hole with them. So imagine who you want to spend time with in this new reality, and y'all just jumping down a rabbit hole together, like a legit hole, and just falling. So that sounds similar to lucid dreaming, but most members of the shifting community would argue that it's more intense and realistic than any dream. I don't know. I would probably argue against that as a lucid dreamer.
I can believe that. Like if you're able to actually have like a dream or a lucid dream where you're connecting with somebody, a real person, and then you're actually doing the thing that's happening in a reality that both you guys know doesn't exist in this world. That's when you start believing, like, hey, there's way more out there than what even we can imagine.
I always wondered too when I was a teenager, when I do like lucid dreaming, and then if I would have bumped into somebody in these dreams. At one point, I started thinking, and this is all the way back then, I was like, hey, what if this person I bumped into is actually lucid dreaming too, but we all in the same room?
And then you wish like you met them in real life. Huh?
And I'm like, well, are they like they out here somewhere?
Yeah.
It's like playing a video game and playing online.
Real life, right?
Real life.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Yeah, like you have this weird ass connection, like while you're dreaming or whatever, where it felt so real because you you can feel like on the inside, but then you wake up, it's like, is that fake? Like, how could that be fake if you're feeling, like, if you're actually feeling it?
Especially if you meet someone in these dreams and that you've never seen before. Because they say, like, if it's impossible for you to dream about a face you've never seen before, it's mainly a face that you've seen somewhere in public and your brain is making up for it.
Right.
But there's times I've had dreams and I'm like, I know I've never seen this person ever in my life. I'm like, 'cause she's so beautiful, I would have noticed if she was real. Right. I'm like, so we might be in the same.
Yeah, like we talked about
lucid
this.
hub.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
And I think like Bob, she mentioned like she actually had the dream, and then she met the person in real life also.
Before the dream.
Before the dream.
Oh shit.
So that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like if that's true, like if she's just not pulling stuff out her ass and stuff.
Yeah, it would be just like going to like a server. A game server where everybody's like, oh, it's
yeah, like she's on like a certain server.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be that simple.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, just
we're all on
y'all in the same room.
servers.
Y'all in the same server room that day.
Well,
That's how my brain's thinking with this.
It's that simple. We're all on different servers.
That's all it is, man.
Because right now, like Shell Shock, like he exists, right? Like your reality, he exists. In my reality, I never met him. He doesn't exist in my reality. Only what I see like on the interwebs.
Yes.
But real life, I never met him. He could be a robot right now.
It could be.
But he's not on my server right now.
He could be a serial killer right now.
Until we make the plan to meet up at a certain place, then we connect servers, or I visit his server,
Boom,
or
boom.
you know.
Then the connection is made.
Yeah, all I see is like chat, like in, you know, it's just typing, but he doesn't really exist, you know.
He's like, I'm AI. I know it.
Yeah, it's like I've never been to Texas. Like I know it's there, but I've never been there, so it doesn't actually exist in my reality right now.
Now I'm starting to think if I even met Shell Shock 11 years ago or 12 years ago, I'm starting to wonder was that really you?
Yeah, if you met him in real life, it's like a save slot.
Oh shit!
But I gotta take a leak real quick. We'll be right back.
Yes, yeah.
And we're back.
All right,
We're back with this reality shifting. A whole new world.
Yeah, man. That was pretty interesting thing. It was brought to me.
A precious thing.
A pretty interesting.
Oh.
Thing. Sorry, I was slurring for a second.
What kind of reality is this, man?
Glitching out. This was a pretty interesting. Damn, I have an interesting.
Yeah, don't tell me how to pronounce it. I will fuck it up.
Interesting. I need to pronounce it interesting. Let's do that. Interesting.
Interesting.
And
hey,
this is a pretty interesting thing that was brought to me, and that's why I want to hop on this. So shout out to the listener, Anastasia, for giving us this story. So what I was saying is that okay, so there was another TikToker too. I was getting I pulling a lot of information from articles and shit from like Cosmopolitan and some other stuff that was actually digging deep into this shifting stuff. And one TikToker has said, and this is what was quoted by her, was that shifting is a very strange experience. It's like an extremely vivid dream, yet it's more real than any dream I've ever had. Before I plan on shifting, I write myself a script in my notes app on my phone, in which I plan exactly what happens in the desired reality. This makes it easier to visualize exactly what I want to happen. So I might script that. What I want to go to Hogwarts and meet Draco and have Draco Malfoy as my boyfriend, or he could flirt with me in my dream or whatever. So that was just talking about her experience of her writing a script, but she does it on a note app. That's the girl I was talking about earlier on writing a journal. But she sets it up and the idea of where she wants to go to a desired reality, or DR, and that's it.
So they go to these realities and then they come back to this reality.
It's probably gotta suck coming back.
So they're just visiting.
Yeah, it's popping in and out.
Like we're visiting like a spirit realm.
Yeah, they're popping in, boom.
I wonder why they call it like shifting.
Oh, because your consciousness is just like you're pushing your consciousness out, there, kind of like
it's like your vibrations is different.
Granted, it's not on the level of taking a shroom or anything. It's not like that. This
might be though.
My experience was the times I had where I don't know. They need to try this shit, kids. You need to try it, but I don't know. This seems like they're tapping into something or trying to figure out a way to do it. Like I said, rituals and stuff.
That's wild because, you know, all the stuff that they're doing, that it leads them to those different realities. Of course, it's going to open the gateway doors to, hey, what's the best way we can do it where we can actually take something and go there? It will be like psychedelics.
Yeah.
And they're going to use that as like
Boom, boom.
Kind of like a bungee, like or like a
Try it out.
what's
Like a launch pad.
alley-oop? Yeah, like a launch pad. Yeah.
It's alley-oop. like an assist.
Mm-hmm. Shell Shock says, "Get your shit together, Chris."
Sorry, my words were slurring.
Oh, it must be a super delayed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's almost like the same thing. It's like manifesting, right?
Yeah.
Manifesting or
Your own
affirmations.
reality. Yeah.
So, like my little notes, like for manifesting, one is to calm the mind. Easier said than done, right?
Yeah. For real, man.
Calm the mind, close the eyes. And then, like if you want to calm the mind, focus on sound.
That's the best way to do it.
So close your eyes, like whatever sound you're hearing, like drip, like some dude's just taking a leak out of urinal. Focus.
What?
Focus on that drip, you know?
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Or like me, I listen to like babbling brook, like the creek water running through a creek. I focus on the creek noise, and then you forget everything.
And this is what the sound that you play for yourself?
Yeah,
Mine is usually rain.
yeah, creek, rain.
I love rain hitting like the pavement, like
a laundry machine.
yes,
laundromat. Sometimes downtown busy city.
Boy, that's insane. I don't know how the hell anybody could. That's a lot. A new one of mine is clippers on a haircut. Like zzz,
Whoa.
the clippers. Because when I get my haircut all the time, I fall asleep.
That's wild.
And it's the sound of the clippers, the buzzing noise. Is just,
My new one is a vacuum cleaner. Like
That's just-
pretending like someone's cleaning inside the room.
really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a interesting one.
Yeah, they have a lot of them. Like laundry machine, vacuum cleaner.
Sounds for everything.
Somebody robbing your house.
I was thinking about this the other day, though.
Your rent's due. Sleeping through a robbery.
Shut the fuck up! I'll kill you. I'm like,
Yeah, but then like the other one,
so soothing.
like if you want to, the homeless experience, like you're listening to like city sounds, like beep beep beep.
No, they gotta have one sounds like, "Get out of the way, you bum!" Like you gotta somebody stepping over you. That's if you want the real experience. You
Yeah.
gotta go all in. There was something I thought of the other day because I feel like I'm running out of stuff to listen to when I go to bed, and I was like, I'm gonna try one night, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Actually, I'm gonna do it tomorrow night. I was thinking about playing how how planets make noises and all that, like how NASA will have like, hey, this is what Mars sounds like, and like black hole noises.
Mars.
I was gonna see if there's like an ASMR. I was gonna see if there's like an ASMR video on YouTube,
Yeah,
like for like a 3-hour rotation of just playing like planetary noises.
you're probably.
And it sounds
like
creepy
you're
as
in
shit.
hell.
It sounds like hell. It sounds horrifying, but I was gonna try it out. I'm gonna see, because sometimes I like it's creepy, but I like the noise. It's like, oh,
There's a track on The Arrival. There's one track where what I'm hearing, somebody they took a DMT trip and they told them, like, if you guys want to know like our perspective from an alien point of view, listen to this one track on The Arrival, and it'll give you the whole history of like what the aliens want to show you guys. And I heard the track and I was like, dude, if I was on mushrooms and I heard that track,
you think it would have got you?
I think it would get me in a very scary way.
I'm like, do you really
Like,
want to know?
It's a Jack move. Like he come right behind my back.
We got him. He fell for it.
Got that God soul.
You minds.
But do we have so much power? Like you'd be like, you touch me, you're in trouble. That's all you gotta say. It's like, you know who you touching, man?
And if they take me, they're gonna know I'm missing.
It's like,
You know I am.
Do you know who you're touching right now? Like, just think like that. No spirit, no evil, no nothing can fuck with you, man. Just think about it like that. Because could they really fuck with you? Not if you let them. Don't let them know you're weak, man. You're strong. You got muscles.
They feed fear. They feed off of fear, I guess. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you can be scared, but no, like, they cannot fuck with you. That's all you got to
There's
know.
rules. There's
know.
laws, man.
Think about it. There's rules in every dimension.
There's
Spirits,
laws
that's
and
why.
rules.
Look, if there's no rules, the evil shit would have been came out here full blast. Maybe they are, but they would have been out here fucking with everybody, every single person.
The whole planet.
Yeah, they're only fucking with some because they allowed that shit. They gave them that little green light permission to go inside their Gucci and shit.
Jesus, just let it rip.
Yeah.
Shifting realities. Back to this.
Shifting realities.
So this lady named Grace Warwick, I brought her up earlier in the show. She's a therapist, and she talks about how that this isn't lucid dreaming. She says it's a transliminal experience, and basically she's saying that what these kids are doing right now is not unhealthy, because if it gets to a point, and she explained it very perfectly from what I was reading in the article, that like doing this stuff could become an issue if you allow yourself to make that your priority in life. Like, you can't completely lose yourself to wanting to shift. Wanting to shift over, because you still have a life to live. She says right now, like the trend that's going on seems to be healthy, and it's kind of taking people away from the bullshit in the world and taking them to a place that kind of calms them down. It's just that could be helpful, but it can't be overused to a point where you are completely ignoring the reality that you do live in. You still have a responsibility as a person to grow and become something in life. You can't, like, this is the main Earth, as far as we know still, that you can't completely...
this is the Earth where your physical body is.
You can't, and from my understanding, what she was saying is that you can't completely divorce yourself from this reality. Like, you can go back and do all this other stuff at shifting and whenever you can, but don't make it like, I don't feel like eating breakfast, I'm going to shift. Fuck, I'm not going to work anymore, I'm going to go shift. Like, would that be like, you gonna be shifting on a damn corner outside? If you do.
If it's more exciting, right? Like, when they're shifting and shit, wouldn't everybody be shifting?
Yeah.
If they're like able to do it, like, what's that one movie that came out where everybody, they rather be asleep than awake, because in their sleeping state they're able to like dream of like a world that works in their favor.
Yeah.
What's that? Inception.
Oh yeah.
Where they rather be in that sleep state, because that sleep state is like their true life and how they want to feel. Because we're going through this life, right? Like, sure, like this physical shit is real, but wouldn't they rather go live a life where they actually want to live, where everything is what they dream life was supposed to be?
Yeah, I would assume. I mean,
so like, what if like those kids, right, on TikTok, they're actually able to really do shift realities, and like, hey man, like this other reality is like way more better than this bill paying reality over here. This slave working, like the slave working for money to pay bills. That shit. If you think about it, like, are we really born just to fucking work and shit? No, there's supposed to be something more.
No, the grind is too. I'm like this, man. And the grind is too hard, man. It's too. It
doesn't even make sense.
Sometimes I'm like, yo, the grinding needs take a step back and like release the pressure of us on the little people, like, because it is soul crushing. Sometimes we like, oh my god,
that shit is definitely soul crushing. It makes no sense how, okay, you're born in a world so you can go to school to learn to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
How depressing does that sound? Like, if you're actually saying that like straight up like that, don't that sound crazy?
Like, that is your existence. It's not being happy.
Holy fuck.
Or being free.
I'm quitting tomorrow. Fuck
or
this shit.
It's not even about
I'm out.
It's not even about even having a dream. It's just, hey,
yeah, it's like
this is the system. You fall into it. We're gonna design you to get ready for the workforce and have that. Good luck, and then boom.
That's wild, right?
Yeah, because I remember even in what I think Grace Warwick, the therapist lady, was talking about. And then what you mentioned with Inception, she doesn't like. She says she doesn't see this as being like a huge threat right now to like the youth or anything like that. That's involved in these shifting experiences. But I think she's saying like how you saying with Inception about how, like, remember, was it Leonardo DiCaprio's wife in the movie? She, like, spoiler alert for anybody who's never seen it, she jumped out the damn window. Because she kept going and like using that Inception machine so much that she couldn't tell the difference between the dream and reality, and so she wound up jumping out the window thinking like, I'm gonna just wake up, it's a dream, and she accidentally committed suicide because she didn't think it's like, she kind of like lost track of what was real or not. And I think she was talking about, and that's what Grace Warwick I think was trying to get at too. Explaining like, hey, like it hasn't gotten to that wild point yet, but just she's like, just people just kind of monitor the situation a little bit, but for the most part, these kids are just having fun and just going out there and just want to escape from the world for a little bit.
Or they're creating like a whole new generation
to want to just like get up out of here,
just to escape reality.
Could.
Because this reality sucks now.
Could.
right?
Could be.
That's why, like, maybe food, like, in the future is all gonna be liquid, right?
Yeah, liquid-based food, man. It's
And
gonna,
then-
have all the proteins you need in it.
Yeah, and then you'll be stuck in your reality shift while they're just feeding you through a tube.
Yeah.
They're just going through your stomach, just keeping the host alive. But your brain is somewhere else, living their ultimate best life, doing whatever they really want to do. Meanwhile, in the physical world, their body is like a vegetable,
Yeah.
just being fed by a tube, just feeding them like cereal.
It's like a timer
all the
tube. It's like a
nutrients.
timer tube. Like,
But imagine, like, right now, like, we're just occupying like a fake body and shit, but our real body is like in some type of matrix honeycomb,
you know, what if
and we're being fed oatmeals and honey oats and cereal.
it's mushed up oatmeal and some applesauce?
Meanwhile, we're occupying this
Here.
avatar body.
In the Matrix, in the franchise, the Matrix, right? For everybody that was
Unplug right now.
just do it.
Do it.
I felt the jolt just now. Too, like, it's like, am I pulling it on the other side? Like, it's like,
Unplug Chris right now.
like with the movie The Matrix, right? When everybody was in their pods, and the machines were basically just operating the pods of all the humans that were in the Matrix, how they would feed them, and I don't know if like how many people follow Matrix lore, but how they fed them, everybody that was in the pods. Everybody that died within the pods that grew older and eventually died, they would liquefy their bodies, right? They would liquefy it and they would feed it to everybody else.
Ew.
Yeah, so everybody that's in the pods,
Mad cow.
yeah, it's like everybody's basically cannibals in the Matrix. The longer they stay in that pod, because all they do is get fed the dead. All they do is liquefy the bodies and they break it down and then they just feed it to like babies.
And it's all being organized by artificial
machines,
intelligence.
man. They all running it. It's a whole system they got.
Damn.
It's a whole system. I hope it's oatmeal that we eat. That was the point I was getting to. I hope it's something.
Reminds me of that one speech
Which
where
one?
they talk about the machines taking over.
You know, in the Matrix.
There's a time when the machine becomes so odious that you can't take part, that you can't possibly take part, you know, because you end up becoming
Part of it,
like
man.
the gears and the levers and
I always forget that dude's
and,
name, but I ain't talking about.
yeah, he did that. He did
Linkin
that
Park.
speech at the Berkeley University.
Mm.
Berkeley University.
Trying to wake them kids up, man.
It's Marvio Savo. That's his name.
Yeah, he was on the Linkin Park album. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard of him.
There's a
was on that.
time when the machine becomes so odious that you can't take part.
That was a good
you
speech,
can't
though,
possibly
man.
take part.
But nah, that's that's
Yeah, you gotta stick it to the man. That's the people who made it, the people who built it. That, you know, like, if you break that whole system down, it doesn't work at all.
Nah, man. Can't hold up.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Damn it! It was like, okay. Like the whole reality thing, right? Like, let's say, like, because us, like, we're born into this reality. We think like, oh, you're supposed to work, you're supposed to do this and whatever, do your job, stay in your lane, right? They did like this flea experiment, like with fleas. They would put fleas like in a bottle, or in like a glass bottle, right? They could all jump around easily. If they want to get out of the bottle, they could just jump out.
Yeah.
But then they trained the fleas to not jump out. The way they did it, all they did was put a cap on the top. So the fleas can't jump out no more, right? So, you know, time passed by as the fleas, you know, every time they try to jump, they get hit at the ceiling.
Okay.
So they jump like, oh, shit, it's a fucking ceiling. I'm not going to try to jump no more. So when they were there for that long, right, they took the top off.
Programmed.
The fleas, they don't even try to jump out no more.
It's been
Because they know
programmed,
they can't
man.
jumped out. Yeah, they've been programmed. So it's almost like us. Like, we've been programmed to stay, work, stay in a lane. You can only go so high. We're gonna make you think like, you know, you can only go so high. You can't.
The sky's the limit.
You can't reach a level like all you guys can't all reach this level. You know, so we get stuck in our lane. We get stuck to what we think like we know. Like, we stay in our lane. Oh, yeah, we have to do this or job. We got to pay our taxes, pay our bills, whatever. Well, we would never achieve like we would never
true greatness.
jump out of that.
That's why that's the thing that popped in my brain just now was that saying the sky's the limit. What if it was just a design to be like, hey, the sky's the limit, but fuck, there is no limit past the sky. It's forever.
There's no limit at all.
But that saying just seems like kind of just says like
It's still ingrained.
it's just
in
here
us.
on this planet.
Yeah.
This is all you have here. It's like, no, this something more out
Yeah,
there.
it's like, all right, if you quit your job now, then who's gonna pay for everything else? So that's where, like, the only way to find out is to actually do it.
Fuck that. I'm gonna keep paying these bills, bro. Who amongst you who gonna take this leap? I'm not doing it.
I might quit, dude.
You gonna just go
And I'm gonna sell this house too.
before you head out?
Yeah, I have to. And then I'm just go on a worldwide trip. And then just see what happens. Right?
Do it.
What if I were to
Do it.
die like 180 days from now, right?
I guess this
Why would I die just working for somebody?
podcast canceled, I guess.
I thought about this too, man. I was like, man, I really want to quit. And then just sell this house.
Nah, man. But I do know a person before. Also, guys, I'm done with this topic too. That was it. That was, if you guys want to look up more stuff about it, you can.
Reality shifting.
Reality is shifting. But more to what you were saying. There's this guy. Like my mom. She used to be like a manager at an apartment complex, right? One of the residents that used to live there, he had like a nice car, paid his bills on time, always dressed nice, this, that, and the third. Lived in his apartment was really nice too, how he set everything up. So you could tell he was like a man that worked for everything he had. And I remember my mom, and I remember I met him before. I was like, damn, this guy seems like he's very well put together. You could tell he's got like a good work ethic. This man stay on the grind. And then I remember one day my mom had told me, she was like, hey, so-and-so the guy is gone and they can't find him.
Damn.
Like,
What
this
happened?
family don't know where he's at. People think he's dead. Nobody knows where he's at. And he was gone for like months. And I guess like even his own family just wrote off as like maybe he committed suicide and they can't find his body. But they actually want to find him eventually, like months later, almost probably about a year later, they want finding him. And something happened to him with his mind that he realized that he was on this grind so much, he actually just walked away from his life.
Damn.
Like he just walked out of his
It's a
apartment.
real guy that you guys
Real
know.
dude left. Just walked out of his apartment, left everything. Like I think he had his truck sitting outside because people kept saying, well, maybe he's still in the apartment. His truck is there. He left everything. He just walked out. Just like literally just on shoes on his feet. I don't even know if he even had shoes on, but he just walked away from everything and he just lives a life off of nowhere. Like, and he just got sick of the shit. But
Damn.
you would think he was very well put together.
When
He
was this, though?
grinding. This was years ago. Maybe 2020. This is before the pandemic. This is back maybe
Yeah,
4 or 5
like-
years ago. Maybe 5, 6 years ago.
I think people, they go through that where they realize, like, what is the whole fucking point of this whole
Yeah.
shit? Because you're born, like, for what?
To
To
do
fucking
this
work,
shit?
do bills, and then what? Try to play it safe so you can pay your bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that crossed my mind so many times where I was like, man, why am I still doing this?
What is
One
this
thing,
all
like,
for?
I hate, like, with my job, I have to drive there.
That's
and
the
I was
worst
like-
part. That's always the worst part.
I was
man.
like,
That's
why?
usually.
Every morning when I'm driving, I was like, why am I doing this? It's
Now, how far is your drive? Because you take.
like 30 minutes.
That's mine's about 25. But do you be on 285 too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I lived out. I be on 285 and 20, boy. Woof.
Yeah, it's
It
like
makes you want to scream, man.
We go through the same thing just to work at a job, make money, pay bills. Then what? Or then what?
Wake up and do it over again.
Then go travel. Like you have to wait vacation days to go travel. Like what? Couldn't you just travel whenever you want to travel?
You should be able to, especially if you work like, let's say you work your grace period for a year, and then you get vacation days, and then
Yeah, but you have to ask permission to do this
Yes.
shit. That's the crazy thing.
and they can say no. They claim
Yeah.
the company says they can't say no, but they will say no sometimes.
Isn't that wild?
Hey.
The hell, you gotta ask permission to do something?
I remember.
That's when like it hit me. I was like, man, should I just stop everything?
yeah, I
Just
remember,
like quit the job, sell the house, and then live how like I want to live. Then see what happens. You know,
yeah, see if I dig this kind of lifestyle.
see what happens. You know, like
I know. Years ago,
let's do it. Who's down? Who's down? Who's ever listened to this? If you guys are down, hey, hit me up.
we all have to do this though. It's like a boycott against reality. We all have to do this.
Yeah, I'm so done with this reality, man. It's to me, it doesn't make sense. It's
No, it's a money making reality. We just ain't the ones
'Cause,
making
like,
money. So
hey, we're
that's
old,
how it works.
yeah. It's like we're old now. We're like in our 30s and stuff.
Oh,
You
no,
only
we
have so many years left. Like, well, we want to finish our strong years, like working for a company and shit.
Man, I've been saying people.
Just to ask for permission to go on vacation. Is that fucking wild? Or we can just say, fuck all that shit. Sell whatever, like, if you have house.
Just walk away from the shit.
Walk away from everything, and then just go on this wild path and see where it leads you. Like, how wild can it get, right?
Like, how bad could this shit really be?
For me, like, it's like, if it can get so wild, right? I can be like, all right, it's too wild.
It's too much.
Plan B. Just go to my mom's house.
Like, that's the next
When I thought about that, I was like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? And then, is there a plan B? Yes, there's a plan B.
Mommy.
But go back to the mom, right?
She got the safety.
But I was
net.
like, what is the worst that can happen?
That's the worst it could get. I remember years ago where I felt right?
This might be the episode.
This last episode,
transitioning into a new reality, right?
This is the shift.
We're really shifting into a new reality right now.
Before your very eyes. But
last episode,
I remember years ago, right? I was having a bad day just in general. Like, my vibes were like really off, right? And I got home from work, and I was exhausted from work. I was exhausted from driving from home from work because traffic was so bad. And then I remember I laid down and I looked at the time. I was like, damn. So I left my apartment like at 4:30 something this morning. I'm now getting back at like almost 7:30. How much time do I have for myself before I have to go back and do this shit again? And I got so upset when I thought about that.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, if you not even talking about just being at work, if you take the time of driving in traffic and you add it on to all this other work stuff too, my day's easy like 14 hours, maybe 14 and a half hours. Go home, chill for about 5, maybe get 5 hours of rest, back up doing this shit again.
That's crazy.
And it's exhausting. When I thought about that, I got so sad. This was years ago. I was like, this shit is rough.
It's a wild reality. Like,
I was like, there's like no break.
That working for the man reality.
Yeah, they didn't make 3-day weekends. Like, they didn't go back. They didn't make 3-day weeks. I won't benefit out of it, but
we have to think about like the idea of like somebody's on top of us like that.
Yeah, that's the reality.
Like,
of it.
they control like
the overlords.
It's like we're saying, yeah, they should make 3-day weekends. Like, no, we're above all that now. Like, we're not waiting for someone to make the change for us. Like, we need to do it ourselves.
We need to make the 3-day weekends.
You look at yourself in the mirror, you be like, hey, you need way more than 3 days off, man.
There's this guy I listen to on YouTube. He's really good with like speaking about with what people need to do to make a movement going. And he talks about like people need to realize the power that we have, because laws only exist as long as people are willing to accept it. If that makes sense. Some law, if everybody's not down with a specific law, guess what? The law ain't gonna work. Like jaywalking. Don't nobody give a fuck about jaywalking. The law doesn't really hold up. That's why cops don't take it seriously. If a cop does take it seriously, he's probably having a bad day. But people do have the power of, hey, we as a whole, like we run this shit as a whole system, and if we move as one as a unit, they gotta go along with it in some fashion.
Yeah. Can't give them all the control, you know? Like, what's that saying? Like gods aren't born; they're created by weak people.
Really, that's the saying.
Yeah,
I like that.
Because the weak people who see somebody stronger than them, they look at them as like gods. Like, if they can do something that you can't do, the weak people look at them like they're
worship
gods.
Them and shit. Yeah.
So gods, they're created by humans. They're not born. There's no born god. What are you born to be a god? No, the little people make you into a god, because
they put their faith in them.
You came down here with your flying spacecraft, tablet, walking around, iPhone, Bluetooth speaker ass.
When you made the wrong turn somewhere.
Yeah, when they talk, they have these surround sound speakers. Like, you know, back then, they're like, hey, I can only hear a voice from if you're talking to me. Now I hear the voice in the sky.
Yo, what if aliens don't show up anymore because do you think if aliens would show up right now, do you think humans would be intimidated by them? Like, say, versus all the way back then when nobody had a gun? Just like, you know.
Like the small level aliens, they're already here. The real legit ones that's like from other planets where they just don't fuck with us because we're just too like barbarian type.
Yeah,
like, they look at us like ants. They don't fuck with us. Those are the real like outer being alien entities.
ETs.
But the ones that's here, they're already here. Like,
oh, they're part of the culture, man.
They're already playing with us.
They're part of the movement.
They're like, what do you mean? What aliens gonna do when they land here? Like, hey, we here. Like, we're already like, we're your culture is like based on like what we're actually molding into your society right now.
Yeah.
all your little things that you think you're cool, that's cool. Like, we made all that for you. Like, we're here.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop here on Earth though. If you get shot, if an alien would get shot.
Yeah, if I was like a higher conscious being, I wouldn't even think twice about landing on this planet. Not even for a vacation.
I would drive past it like a bad gas station. Like, you know, it's a bad gas station neighborhood. Like, I would never go there.
Yeah, and then
just go right past this.
Like, the way
place.
they'll check, right? They'll be like, all right, what's the pyramid status? Oh, it's out of service.
Oh, yeah.
The pyramid status is out of service because there's no the real power source is not there no more.
Yeah.
We're running an artificial power source.
Yeah.
Like, the true power source, somebody hijacked that shit, dude.
It's gone.
You heard it here first. Somebody hijacked the pyramid power source. I don't know where it's at, but we're running on artificial stuff. And then everything right now, it's just a rediscovery of new technology with quotations.
New.
It's just rediscovery. All this stuff could have been done a whole long time ago. Because if you think about it, all this technology we have now, like everything all around you, it happened in a short time period.
It is. It was a quick jump, man.
Yeah. So you have to realize, like, they discovered this thing recent, and then it was probably something that they've been trying to discover for a long time. Like, what man has been fighting for was for lost technology.
Yeah.
Because, like, when the aliens came down here, they did all the thing, and then they left. They actually left like sacred technology that's hidden somewhere. So let's say, like, the people that was living for, I don't know, hundreds and thousands of years, they've been trying to find it this whole time, and then they finally found it.
Boom.
And then this is when all these wars happened. World War I, World War II. And then the technology, boom, out of nowhere.
It's here.
And then we got computers. Changed the whole game up, like, so easily.
Quick. It happened fast, man.
This is Billy starting to sound like Hotep.
Oh.
What is that? Yeah.
Hotep. Those like the super militant black guys who speak about as black people as gods, and then become like from Nibiru. Yeah, those are like the Hotep black folks, like, because and they're extreme about a lot of black stuff, but then also too, some of them Hoteps be like shitting on white people, like, man, the white man is the devil, and da 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 da.
I never shit on white people, do I?
But then
I just have jokes.
Yeah, we all got jokes. we all got jokes about everything.
Yeah.
And so they was like, man, death to the white man's horrible, da da da. But then they got like a white girlfriend. those are like the
that sounds
they're
wild.
hypocrites. That sound really.
That sounds
Hoteps.
wild. Yeah.
They're extreme.
Sound wild and real too at the same time.
But they do. A lot of them Hoteps do speak about man, we are not from this earth. Black folks are from Nibiru. Everybody's not even from here. We did like they go into. I've even heard some shit of. I talked about this before too. The term like Yakubian devil. Where Professor Yakubian, supposedly 10,000 years ago, created the white man in the cave. Like, that goes deep. Wow. Whole lot of stuff. What some people think.
Caucasian caves?
Yeah, the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
Supposedly Dr. Yakubian created white people. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Mixed into, like, with the Dragon Ball theory?
Yes, it's all, like...
Damn.
It's like a massive university they created. But yeah, that's it for that topic, the main topic. Is there any small news you want to do, or?
I have one small news we can do.
All right.
That I just came across. All right, so a man emerges from a casket 2 days after being declared dead, and then had like a vivid NDE experience. So a wild story out from Nigeria.
I knew it. I was waiting. I'm sorry. That's why I was quiet. I was like, I guarantee you some kind of black. I knew it because this happens over there a lot. This happens when these barrels happen and people be crawling out of their own graves like, holy shit, like I was dead, but.
Yeah. So this happened in Nigeria where a man was declared dead and he was buried, and then 2 days later they said they saw his casket started shaking and shit.
What would you do if you saw that?
I would have been like, hey, that's a zombie.
Set it on fire before you get out.
Yeah. So they saw the casket shaking, and then it actually fell over, right? And then the dad came out. Then everybody thought it was like a ghost, but then the son went up to the dad because the son was like, hey, that's my dad, he's alive. And then they just hugged. They're like, dude, I'm alive, and man, I saw the other side. Like, I was dead, I saw everything on the other side. And then this is what he saw on the other side. He said that the clouds opened up, but then he saw these giant golden satellites that was suspended in space, This is a Nigerian dude talking like this.
I'm listening.
And they're like golden satellites. What the fuck you talking about?
I'm glued in.
I was like, is that in your vocabulary? I'm not trying to say Nigerian has a small vocabulary, but yeah, he said that he was greeted by a 75-foot tall angel. Remember these AI images that I was typing up about like AI gods and stuff, or like the Anunnakis? Yeah. And then every picture that they painted of an Anunnakis is super giants, like maybe 75 feet tall. But this guy, he said he was greeted by a 75 feet tall angel who stood in front of the gates. Alongside this entity was two similar companions who convinced each other that they were allowed into like the city of heaven. So super tall being, two little ones, and they said, hey, like you're allowed inside to the gates of heaven. Yeah. And his name was Amadou. And then he claims that he was upon the entry of the gates of heaven. He was greeted by a childhood friend who died 22 years ago.
Oh, he was there waiting for him?
Yeah, waiting for him, like at the gates, like, hey, dude, I've been waiting for you.
That's sad, man. That's beautiful and sad.
They did the little cool handshake and shit.
The little handshake they had when they was kids.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you're a real one. Like, you're not a fake person playing as him.
Damn, he probably still looked the same too when he was a kid.
Yeah, he looked like as like what you remembered him.
That's sad.
And then he also met like arrivals of like a whole bunch of his ex-girlfriends and shit that died. I don't know how they all died though.
I was like, did he kill them? Like, is he a serial killer? Like,
I don't think he was a serial killer, but maybe they got killed by like drug dealers. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it could be like a massive storm that wiped him out.
But yeah, like after he woke up out of his casket, he's telling a story like that. Met his friend. He saw the 75-foot tall angel. This is all like words that he just can describe like from what he saw.
When you said 75-foot angel, I remember years ago when I used to watch the show Supernatural. The main characters of the show, if anybody don't know what Supernatural is, about these two brothers that hunt demons, then they meet angels and all this other stuff. Awesome show. But when they first meet angels in the series, the angels are able to take over the human host, and only when the angels ask. And the angels have to ask you. Yeah. And then the angels will be like, hey, can we take over your body, but let you know, like, if you're a true man of faith, you'll say yes, because if we take over your body, you may be done. You as who you are right now may be gone forever. But so we're asking you, if you really believe in us, then let us help us fight this fight against evil. And some people who are really religious will be like, yes, take me, I'll do it. And then so you got some angels walking around and stuff sometimes, right?
Okay. That's dangerous, and that's a like red flag.
Yes, but we talked about it last week. I think.
Yeah, because if anything that you don't even understand asks you for permission, that's a guarantee you're supposed to say no, because it's not no normal thing. Anything that's asking you, hey, can you allow this angel to take over your body? I need permission. I need consent. You already know, like, that's the bad guy.
I don't know.
Even though how awesome they look with all their 12 feathers or whatever, how they look so majestic and shit. Always say no, guys. Always say no.
But with the show Supernatural, they have the concept of angels will always ask. The rules of Supernatural were angels will ask, demons will just take you over and possess you. And so I remember one episode they asked, like, hey man, we always see angels looking like humans. You guys are always possessing humans. What are you guys' true form? What are your true forms as angels? And in the show, there was one of the angels, I think Castiel says, yeah, our true form is like, we're like a being of light with wings, and we're the size of the Sears Tower. And that's just the angels. Damn. And I was like, what the hell? So what's the God look like? And then you never get to see a God in the show, but just them saying, I'm like,
God is just all
for a whole planet.
The God is like the 3D printer that printed everything. Imagine that, like they zoom out, and then God is just a 3D printer. That's all it is. And now I'm about to get fucked up now.
I would cry.
Like, how dare you? Like, like...
We've been exposed. Hot damn.
Single me down to like a 3D printer, and I'll strike you right now. You're going to get punished.
Yeah, but that's what I thought of.
I think that shows might be steering people in the wrong direction. How they're saying, like, yeah, demons just take over, but angels, they ask for permission.
Well, the show does, well, don't get me wrong, like, the angels are not good guys in the show either, because there's angels who come down to you like, hey, angels sometimes might be worse than demons, because they see the angels have a grudge against humans anyways in the show, because they see humans as like They call it like angels, like who are angels in the show sometimes are racist towards humans. I guess if you could call racist, but they dislike humans because God loved humans more than angels. So angels have derogatory terms for humans, like "oh, you mud monkeys" and da da da. He loved y'all more, but we were first created, and we fought all these wars for him. We did all this, and so they sometimes when they ask for permission for your body, they do have ill intentions because they got factions going on. So there's some good angels, but there's some fucking awful ones in the show. Some worse than any demon that's ever been on the show. So they do play around with it. Hey, don't trust every angel. One of the
I say don't trust none of them.
I would say no regardless. I don't care what it is.
If they ask for any permission to do anything, just say no. Like
no means no.
You'll stay out of trouble.
No means no. Fight y'all little war, whatever plot y'all got going on.
Yeah, but like even like demons, like the bad guys in quotations, like they're just doing their job. It's like if a guard dog is trained to attack people that breaks in the house, that's his job. So like demons, whatever job they're supposed to do, they're just doing their job.
Design. That's what it was designed for.
Yeah, it's not like
they didn't create this shit.
Like they don't know like what's bad or what's good. Let's say like they're already in that position, and whatever they're doing, they think that's just what they're supposed to do. They don't know. They don't know that shit's bad. Like according to whatever your views and shit, right? They'd be like, "Hey, I'm just supposed to fucking do my job." Like, what the fuck?
I am what I am, man.
Because I was hearing the story of this guy. He's tripping out like on shrooms and stuff or DMT, and where he met like this entity, like what he saw was like a demon and stuff, like trying to fucking fight him and kill him and shit. And then the dude was like, "Dude, like, why is this guy even doing this shit?" So then he showed like the demon love, you know, like he was like, "I'm gonna do this different." Like usually like in his dreams where he come across demons, he just kills them automatically. But in this time, like he's like, "I'm gonna like approach this different." Like when he saw the demon again, like he saw him, and then he gave him a hug, and then he kissed him, and he told the demon like he loved the demon. Then the demon, like he looked at the demon eyes, and then it's like the demon broke down. And then like he explained like the easiest way is like the demon had the emoji face of like the heart eyes. Oh. Like he was being loved and shit. He was like, holy shit, like, cause they don't know. Like,
you don't know what love is?
Yeah. Then he was like, holy shit, like they're just doing their thing too. Like he didn't know, like he didn't know like he was fucking your life up. Like he just thought that was like his job. It's like, think of it like as a car gear. Like the gear is just to move the car forward. That's the only job for the gear,
and that's all they know.
And the dude didn't know like whatever he was twisting the dude nuts and shit. He didn't know that it was actually causing pain or whatever. He just thought that was his job.
I am the way I am. I didn't know this. So, like, I don't know any better.
He was saying like love whatever, like love your demon, love your angel,
use love as a weapon.
That's the most powerful universal weapon. We always speak about this at the end of every podcast. Just show your neighbors love. Everybody,
man. On some level.
Chill out. Like hug your stranger. You know how like, things like when you go to church, the thing that I thought was cool, they're like, all right, like, look to your left, look to your right, like just hug a stranger.
I remember that.
Stranger.
This is before COVID.
That was the only cool shit.
This is before COVID though. When last time I did this.
Yeah.
Look to your left, look to your right. Hug your neighbor. You're like, oh, right. And you can like, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah. That's the only time I've liked something in church. Was like
right,
that.
Peace out. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out for like a lot of church stuff, but that was one time I'm like, okay, I do.
You know, that like, stuff makes sense. Yeah,
it do.
That's all I got.
Okay, I'll do one quick story. I had a bunch of stories, but I'll say that for another time. This is a story that happened weeks ago. In fact, before I went on vacation. It says elephant rips man in half after being made to work in extreme heat. We talked about elephants murdering people before, right, on the show, where it killed the old lady, and
that elephant should murder him.
And yeah, like yeah. So it says like, first of all, I don't know what year this because this happened in Thailand. It says
that sounds like a place they would do it.
Yeah, I guess like the elephant got irritated and fucked him up. It says
I gotta pee real quick, but I can hear you.
Okay. For those of you still here. Says Pom Pam, a 20-year-old male elephant, had left the body of a 32-year-old Supachi Wongfed mangled in a pool of blood in southern Thailand when police arrived on the scene of the incident, according to reports. So anyways, this dude, I guess he had some logs strapped to the back of the elephant in some extreme-ass heat, and he irritated, and he was probably whipping the elephant too or whatever, and the elephant got irritated, and basically he like impaled the dude with his tusk, and from there ripped him in half. When they found his body, it was blood everywhere, and Legs were there, upper body was over there. It says
so the elephant ripped his body apart.
Yeah, he like impaled him with his like tusk. Cause
they left the tusk on him.
Well, honestly, the elephant is still alive because if it was America, they would have blew his ass away. But I think they put him in some kind of like conservation type area. But the elephant was being used to carry like a bunch of logs on his back, and
working him up.
And I'm assuming that it was hot, and the dude was probably whipping in like the elephant's ass. Elephant was probably hot, but elephant was probably walking slow, tired, and the dude was probably beating his ass. I don't know if that's true or not because it never says anything about an article.
I'm pretty sure they do that.
But I'm pretty sure he's like, "Go, you motherfucker, go, move!" And the elephant got irritated and.
Man, I just don't get people like they're just born with like no empathy. Like they don't feel like, hey, don't you know like this elephant has a soul too? Like, and you're mistreating him like that. Like, come on, man.
A creature not designed to be doing labor for you.
What if somebody whipped you like that all the time?
Man,
wouldn't you want to go back and scheme like this master plan to get back at your so-called master?
It says, elephant had been hauling wood all morning the day of the incident. It says Palm Pam then turned to his handler and tore him with his tusk multiple times, ripping his body in half. The heat may have made Palm Pam go crazy, which the police said. No, Palm Pam didn't go crazy. Palm Pam was like, I'm sick of this shit. That's not crazy because that's the animal abuse to having that shit anyways. I'm not even with PETA on anything, but come on, man.
I say get rid of all zoos.
You ain't got no. I don't like zoos either. That's why I refuse to go to one. I'm not a fan of.
I say everybody stop going to zoos so they can go out of business.
Like SeaWorld, man.
Yeah, stop going to that too.
I don't know if SeaWorld's still a thing, but I remember it took a huge hit when that documentary came out all them years ago.
Yeah, Black Whale or whatever.
Yeah, Blackfish or whatever the hell it was. And
that was a good doc, man.
Yeah, and they went in on them, and I think the word spread about what they was mistreating these animals.
Definitely, all of them was being mistreated, dude.
Get them out of there, man.
Shell Shock says he's been mistreated by hauling wood too. Hey,
was that a dick joke? I feel like that was a dick joke. I feel like
that sounds like it, right? When you said that,
I feel like that was a penis joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're being persecuted for your giant wood, though. I apologize. This shit ain't right, man. You didn't ask for that monstrosity.
Everything bigger in Texas. So is that real?
That says the elephant had been sedated.
Is that real, Shell Shock?
Yeah, so they actually want sedating his ass from like 1,600 feet away, so they can. Because I guess like the people showed up to go get the corpse, but the elephant was just still chilling there. Like, what? Get him if you want to. And then so like 1,600 feet away, they was like, man, we have to shoot this elephant. But they did with tranquilizers. America, they would have dropped a bomb on the elephant, but here in Thailand, it was like tranquilize him because on some level, and I respect this, there's like, look, he's still an animal. It's still a life, and yeah, look, it is hot out here, so we get it. Let's trank his ass. Let's get the elephant up out of here so we can get his body.
Yeah, in America, it's like one shot to the head.
It says the use of Asian elephants for carrying logs was apparently banned in Thailand back in '89. So what that man was doing was illegal in the first place. And the elephant probably knew. He's like, look, man.
Elephant was like, hey, I read laws.
it was like the elephant was like, I was on Google last night and
I ain't even supposed to be carrying this log right now. Like they passed this law way back before I was even born.
This is 33 years old, man. 32 years old? What is this?
Like, the elephant's like, hold up, why am I out here carrying this law? Like,
is this illegal? This is illegal, ain't it? You motherfucker.
Elephant's like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am, Stomp?
Yeah, it says so the carrying logs and using elephants was banned in '89. It says, but the practice remains in some areas in the country. So, hey, them elephants are getting revenge, man. The elephants are getting revenge.
You know what's crazy? Like people who abuse animals, period. Who use and abuse animals. What's going on in their mind? How are they born to do something like that? Like where they think it's okay because they think they're above like these animals, like they can treat them like that.
Yes, and I was about to say that. I was about to say that the only way you can abuse an animal on this level is that you would have to think they're lesser than you. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's crazy, and the people like that exist in real life in this reality.
Man, I got called weird the other day because I told a good friend of mine.
Kissed a dog?
No, hell no. I don't let even. As soon as the dog tried to look me in the face, I'm like, get up. No, all that damn bacteria. But a friend of mine the other day was like. He wasn't like being mean to me, but he was kind of making fun of me of I don't like killing things, even bugs. I hate killing bugs. And where he gets enjoyment, I was like, yeah, stomps on bugs. I'm like, no, I'm like, because it's still life. He's like, but they're just bugs. I'm like, it's still a living thing to me. And I was like, and I try to explain to him, like, would you want to be killed because you're black? He's like, no. So why would you want to kill a bug because they're a bug? Like, I kind of think on that level. And if I do see, like, say, a roach in my house or something, like a big ass water bug or something that's invading in my space, then I'll take care of it as I will. But I don't go out of my way to be like stomping on bugs outside in the street or like.
I don't go outside looking for trouble with bugs.
Or I say,
if it's in my way in the house.
That's a different story.
He came in my territory, and I already told him. Right, I said out loud. I was like, "Hey, bugs, if you guys come in here, it's fair game. Like, don't come in here. Like,
tell your friends.
If you come in here and I see you, then it's a war. But if you come in here, you see me, and then you leave, I'm not gonna chase you. I'm not gonna go outside and try to kill you. Like, hey, outside, that's your house. Don't come in here. Yeah, don't scare me when I'm sleeping.
Well, a lot of bugs will come in the house too, and then lay eggs, and then there'd be a damn infestation. So that's why I'm like, okay, I gotta kill you because then you're gonna make my life miserable.
Yeah, because they're in your territory.
Yeah. But
whole territory thing. Tenendo
says, what's up, man?
What's good, Tenendo? It's been a while.
For real, how you doing, bro?
He says, I tell the bugs, you in the wrong hood. Smash.
Yeah, man.
It's like I remember like I had like somebody like visit me and stuff, right? And then I open the door and they're like, hey, there's a spider right there. Could you kill it? I was like, no. Like, can you jump over it? Like, he's outside. Like, that's his house. And they're telling me to kill it. I was like, I'm not gonna kill that.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing nothing. Like, jump over it, and then we can close the door. He can go do his thing. Like, why would I kill him, like, outside? Like,
because he living in his own environment.
Yeah, you know I was like, he's outside. Like, I'm like, jump over it. It's not going to jump at you.
Yeah. I used to have a spider that used to hang out in front of my apartment all the time. Actually happens every summer around, like, August time frame. And I used to have, like, these spiders, like they just make these giant webs in front of my apartment.
That's what they do.
And people will tell me, like, when they see them, they will no, these are, like, massive webs where, because my car is facing my apartment, when I turn my headlights, I can see the whole structure. I'm like, holy shit, they just did this in one night? It is beautiful. But I keep them up because they catch a lot of shit. They do their work. I always have, like, people tell me, you need to knock that shit down. I'm like, no, man, they're not coming in here. They out there helping.
Yeah, they're out there doing their thing.
Let's work with each other here. Like, this, we got to share this planet together on some level. I don't know, but
if they're outside, it's fair game. I don't touch them.
Yeah, I'll leave them alone, man.
Yeah, unless like I'm doing like garden work and stuff, and they're in my way. I might have to
swat them. Oh, you going?
Might have to light up that colony up.
Even when I go on my walking trails, I'll see like caterpillars like all smushed. And when I walk on my walk trails, I'm always looking down. I'm like, I'm not trying to. I'll see a caterpillar moving. I'm like, look, you about to be a butterfly. And I'll step over. I'm like, okay.
Speaking of butterflies, man, like I was having like such a good day at work and stuff, but then right when I was like walking to my car, I felt something like in my neck. I was like, what the fuck is in my neck? Butterfly.
What?
Just
chilling?
Kissing my neck and shit.
What?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's a cool ending for this shift right here.
You took it, baby.
Yeah, it's like a yellow butterfly just like kissing my neck and then just fly.
Did you feel it flapping?
Yeah, I was like, whoa. I was like, what is this? And then it was like a big ass yellow butterfly. I was like, hey, that's like a good omen.
Watch, you gonna wake up as a butterfly tomorrow? Butterfly man, because it bit you.
Spying on everybody and shit.
You be calling me, Chris, something's happening to me. I'm like,
Shell Shock says, I have to dodge that big ass spider on the way to the bus stop this morning.
They make a huge web. They do, man. They be working. I seen them.
Yeah, dude. Then the way they make it is so perfect.
Yes, because I look at the design. I'm like, man, how are they swinging on like Spider-Man to get to these locations, or are they like taking a web, walking all the way down, walking down on the ground, going all the way back up, just to set it up like a clothesline or something?
Nature, like they're programmed to be perfect.
Dude, design.
Like us too. Like we're like a part of nature. That we're programmed a certain way.
That's why we got thumbs, man.
But then we've been reprogrammed by like a system. Whoever controls the system, they can reprogram like the people within the system, right? Mm-hmm. And then if we're running within the system, we're a part of the whole program.
Yeah.
But if you step outside your program,
hey,
they're gonna try to keep you back in line by throwing all these weird obstacles across your way.
He's like, wait, you trying to believe? You trying to have hope? Oh no.
Oh, Neo ass.
You trying to break free? No, we can't have that.
Oh, I think I'm a god ass. Shit.
Oh, you think life is good? Your transmission just went out. Have fun.
Yeah, they're all this
Have
weird ass shit.
Man, I went through a rough week last week. I was like, yo, what is going on? It's like the hits keep
Your
coming.
blinker fluid is out. Some random shit. Yeah.
It's like this simulation just making shit up as it goes.
I have one more real quick.
Let's go.
Is this true? Like how like the new BMW cars, like you gotta pay a subscription if you want to have heated seats.
What?
Like you gotta pay like $9 a month, like if you want to keep your seats heated, because everything is like electronic now, right?
That is some
even
greedy
like with
shit.
the electronic cars.
I don't know. I never heard this. This is some greedy shit though. If it's
Yeah,
true.
because I heard like this whole the idea of this electric cars, right, to get off the gas, but the electric cars, they're gonna be like on this car kill switch. Like there's a kill switch in every electric car.
No.
So like let's say like in the future, right, far along in the future where everybody has electric cars, like you can only go like so far until you hit that line where they say, hey, your car can't drive any further.
Because we control it.
Yeah, because like, hey, you cannot scavenger like any further. Like they'll kill your car switch. So let's say like that might be a thing, like to keep people from traveling like further than what they're supposed to, or traveling to like a location where like you're off the grid where they want you to be at, where you won't be in the location where you're not supposed to be at. Like,
so they're trying to control where you can even go now.
Yeah, like you can only travel so far, right? You'll hit the end of the thing, your car be like beep 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 beep, shut down. You cannot go this far.
Turn around in 10 seconds, your car will shut down. So you got to do a U-turn and
because
go back
let's
to
say
your
like
town.
this whole idea of having like a whole smart city, right? Mm-hmm. But the whole smart city is like contained in like a whole area, where the U.S. is a lot bigger than what it is. But let's say like your smart city is only contained in one area with your smart car, so you can only stay within the
boundaries of the smart city.
So you can never go outside the bounds because your car won't even allow you to even go outside the bounds, because it's electric car, because it's being controlled by like the cloud or whatever. Like
that'd be kind of dangerous though, because then it's like, okay, if they control your movements and where you can go, then eventually how long is it going to be that these smart cities control what you learn? Because
it's happening right now.
Yeah, they're living in a
whole,
real bubble. You would be living in a bubble.
Smart car thing, it's going to take a couple years like for it to actually go mainstream to where everybody be like, yeah, smart car is the way to go. But then that's like, let's say like that's just another level of control, like to where, hey, you can only travel so far. Like let's say like, for example, right, like let's say they're serious about it, like with the whole social score system, like how they're doing in China. Let's say they implement that here in the U.S. where, let's say your social credit system like is bad, right? To where the furthest you can travel from Georgia is the furthest you can go is like Alabama. Yeah. Because their shit's like fucking fucked up. So it's like, no, you can't travel to California. Like you're forbidden because of your social score. So let's say they can do that to, the citizens in the U.S. because everybody already switched to the smart car. So your normal electric car cannot even travel that far anyway. So you're already stuck. Like you're in limbo. Like, oh fuck, I'm trying to see my family, but you can't drive there.
Nope.
And then you want to fly there? Oh nope. Like bleep bleep bleep. You got 2.5 stars, man. You should have returned that Blockbuster video on time. Now you can't fly.
Oops.
You lost your flying privilege, and then you lost like your driving privilege, where you can't even physically drive there. So the only way you can get there, you got to do it legally by walking.
And if they catch you,
they will catch you, because let's say everything is all digital now. They can scan you from whatever telephone pole. Like, how far can you get off the grid?
Oh man,
right? Like you can't escape. You cannot escape it no more. It's like this might be our future, guys.
Well, that's the what's that? We always talk about this shit in the what's that? The book with the apple on the cover, where the kids are stuck in that tree. Yeah, The Giver.
Yeah, The Giver.
Yeah. It's like that shit. That's what it reminds me of. Oh, did I ever tell you I went to? This is on my way back from my trip from Chicago. I was at the airport and I stopped at a smart. I don't know if you call it a smart store. Where you walk in, you grab the items and you walk out.
The smart store.
Is that what it's called? I went in
Amazon, right?
Yeah, because I'm getting like Amazon headphones there and stuff like that, and food. I went to one for the first time at the Chicago airport. It's kind of dope. I kind of like it. I've been meaning to tell you about this. Like, you just walk in. I think you scan like something on your phone, like your Apple Pay.
Yeah.
You scan it and then you go in. You got like the little
And they know everything you're picking up, right?
Yeah, man, like, and that's why I was trying to be careful. I had my hands behind my back like this. Like, I was clenching my fingers like in between each other, but my hands behind my back. Cause I was like, okay, I don't want to grab anything, and then I get charged for it. So I was like looking like, okay, I'm gonna get this wrap they got right here, these Doritos. I need some earbuds. I'm gonna grab this, and I grab something else, and then you just walk out. But it's like it's not. It's kind of like on like a subway when you have like the little like it's not a turnstile, but it's like a little thing that's waist high. It has like little door flaps on it, and you just like walk through it, boom. And then when you walk out, there's like two separate things you walk through. One's like you will walk through this little door flap thing when you're walking out, if you want a receipt. If not, you walk out through this area and you don't need a receipt at all, and you just dip out, and then but you will get charged for it, and it does it within an hour. I thought it was cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's the first time I ever experienced it. Is
damn, that's cool, man. I didn't know like Chicago has that now.
Yeah, it's at Midway Airport. That's the airport I was leaving out of.
Okay.
So it wasn't even at O'Hara. It wasn't even at the main airport. This was like some smaller one. Yeah, and I walked out. I was like, and I asked her, I was like, hey, and this is it, right? She's like, no, that's it. Like, she's like, did you want a receipt? Because you walked up the non-receipt part. I was like, no, I don't need a receipt. She's like, okay, you're good. I was like, the fuck? And you just leave. No lines, no nothing.
Man, like
the future, man.
They had all that shit out here.
It's so cool.
We just walk in and grab your shit. I'm out.
Because it's not going to let you in because, like, the way the doors aren't the little flap doors.
Well, you got to have like a sign in or something.
Yeah, you got to either have, like, an Apple Pay type system or whatever, or the door's not going to unlock. You usually be, like, bumping into, like, little flaps. Yeah. So once you scan it, then it unlocks and lets you in, lets you out. It's cool, man. I liked it. I was shocked when I was going through there. I was like, this. I didn't know it came out this far. I thought it was still in, like, on the West Coast type stuff, like Seattle and stuff, where they was experimenting with that. But it was cool as hell.
Yeah, I say bring that everywhere.
I say check out. At least put one in a reasonable amount of distance for people to check out.
Or like at least at like every gas station.
A gas station might be too wild though. My gas station.
I say make it everywhere now. Like get rid of like the workers. Just have one guy there.
Yeah, this was, and there's one lady. There's one lady who's sitting in a chair, and she had like a little Apple tablet, and I guess because she needs to do transactions or whatever. But she was sitting there. Her job is to make sure that people go in and go out, and if they want a receipt, she'll print off a receipt, and that's it. She ain't ringing up no orders. And I wanted to ask her how much you get paid to do this. Do you get paid like more than?
That's rude.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't do it, because I'm just out of curiosity. I'm like, you're doing less work, but how much are you getting paid more to do this? Because you're just monitoring us to make sure we ain't jumping over the turnstile and dipping off with some stuff. But
yeah, all they need is like one worker, then one security. And that's
it. Security. Yeah,
2 people.
Make it work.
Maybe 3 people.
I say
one for the second shift.
Oh, second shift. Okay.
Maybe 3 people.
Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you that for a couple of weeks. I kept forgetting. I was like, oh, so amazing.
Yeah, that's like always like something like I wanted to go through. But I was like, all right, they're doing this beta stage like in Seattle. Like, did they implement it like in any other states?
Yeah,
but since you said it, so now Chicago Airport has it.
Midway.
So I was like, okay, since they did all that,
it's moving out.
Start doing like all the major cities and start.
I think they might be trying to use airports as a testing ground, which is actually a good spot to, because
it's perfect.
It's perfect spot where people would be like, oh, like me, I was hungry and
hungry.
Hungry. I was hungry, and I was about to say, and I didn't have time to go to a restaurant, so I was about to board my plane. So I grabbed me like a chicken wrap from there and.
Go in and go out.
It felt very weird walking. I was like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like when I walk out, somebody's gonna jump on my back, like, "Hey, motherfucker, you stole this!" And
yeah,
I didn't want to get jumped on, but no, it was smooth.
I would have felt normal.
You said you felt normal?
Yeah.
I don't know. That felt weird to me. I felt like it was like I
feel used to like people like, hey, you gonna pay for that?
Yeah, I didn't want security chasing me through the airport.
But yeah, like reality shift.
Yeah. That's it, guys.
Shifting realities. It was good. Like we really running kind of deep with the shifting realities.
Yeah,
different methods how you do it. Now I'm gonna be counting cards right now.
Yes.
Before I go to sleep, I'm gonna write down the reality that I want to shift into tonight.
Or one is where you could, like imagine yourself walking down some steps and count the steps as you're walking down to kind of like another.
You know
countdown.
what I used to do?
What?
I used to like imagine like my cousin told me this, like, hey, you want to know an easy way to go to sleep? Like, just imagine yourself drawing a Christmas tree with your eyeballs. Like, going zigzag.
Yeah.
And then every time I would imagine myself drawing the Christmas tree, before I even finish the Christmas tree, I'm just out cold.
Out.
I was like, that's like the dumbest shit I ever heard, but it works.
Yeah, you have to give your brain something to focus on. And
Yeah, because now my eyeballs like zigzag and shit.
Yeah, because like we try to go to sleep and your brain is like constantly busy. It's impossible. So you just need something to focus on, either sound or something visual you can make in your head. Just let it go.
Focus on sound.
Focus on sound. Sounds. I heard sounds like easily like the best way to go though.
Yeah, like as far as like meditation and stuff, like you find it hard to meditate because your mind is all over the place thinking about, hey, where are you gonna jack off this time? You know, like your mind is all over the place. But if you're just thinking about sound, about that sound, and then before you even know it, you're completely out of the zone. Like you're out. You're like, holy shit! That whole time I wasn't thinking about nothing, and that's where you're like, damn, this is meditation.
This is it.
This is what they mean for meditation.
Zoning out.
Because it is hard. I still find it hard. I do it maybe 3 times a week. It's still dedication. Hard. Yeah. I was like, damn. Sometimes you hit. A lot of times it don't hit. And I'm like,
you got to try again some other time.
Damn, Mr. Yogi, man. How you do this shit? What I got to do? Disconnect the internet?
Yeah, for real. Try to lock me up.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Media Hijack, episode number 119.
Hell yeah.
We'll catch everybody next week. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys. It's not illegal to not listen to music. It's illegal to